This is Akashvani. In the program Spotlight, now we bring you an exclusive interview with Minister of Housing and Urban Affairs, Hardeep Singh Puri on Swacchta Hi Seva. The interviewer is Bala Nagendran, Akashvani correspondent.
मुझे इस बात की भी खुशी है कि गांधी जयंती को लेकर पूरे देश में स्वच्छता से संबंधित बहुत सारे कार्यक्रमों का प्लान किया गया है। केंद्र सरकार के सभी कार्यालयों में स्वच्छता ही सेवा अभियान काफी जोर शोर से जारी है। इंडियन स्वच्छता लीग में भी काफी अच्छी भागीदारी देखी जा रही है। आज मैं मन की बात के माध्यम से सभी देशवासियों से एक आग्रह भी करना चाहता हूं। 1 अक्टूबर यानी रविवार को सुबह 10 बजे स्वच्छता पर एक बड़ा आयोजन होने जा रहा है। आप भी अपना वक्त निकालकर स्वच्छता से जुड़े इस अभियान में अपना हाथ बटाएं। आप अपनी गली, आस पड़ोस, पार्क, नदी, सरोवर या फिर किसी दूसरे सार्वजनिक स्थल पर इस स्वच्छता अभियान से जुड़ सकते हैं। और जहां जहां अमृत सरोवर बने हैं वहां तो स्वच्छता अवश्य करनी है। स्वच्छता की ये कार्यांजलि ही गांधी जी को सच्ची श्रद्धांजलि होगी। मैं आपको फिर से याद दिलाना चाहूंगा कि इस गांधी जयंती के अवसर पर खादी का कोई न कोई प्रोडक्ट जरूर खरीदें।
1 तारीख 1 घंटा 1 साथ The clarion call of Prime Minister Narendra Modi to the citizens of the country for cleanliness will set an example of a big mass movement. In the 105th episode of Mann Ki Baat, the Prime Minister appealed to donate an hour of Shramdan for cleanliness on October 1st at 10 a.m. and said that on the eve of Bapu's birth anniversary, Swachanjali will be given to him. Participating in this call, the citizens of the country will give their invaluable contribution for the cleanliness of the country on 1st at 10 in the morning. This year's edition of Swacchta Hi Seva Hai campaign kick-started in the country from 15th September. This time, the theme of the campaign is Garbage Free India. In an exclusive interview to Akashvani News, Union Housing and Urban Affairs Minister Hardeep Singh Puri spoke about the public participation of Swacchta Hi Seva Hai campaign. He also highlighted the achievements of the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. Let's listen to the interview.
While we celebrate the birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi ji on 2nd October 2023, we have also celebrating Swacchta Hi Seva from 15th September. The theme of this year's Swacchta Hi Seva is Garbage Free India. To talk more, we have with us the Union Minister for Housing and Urban Affairs and Petroleum and Natural Gas, Hardeep Singh Puri. Sir, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Sir, as we are going to step into the 10th year of Swachh Bharat mission, since the Prime Minister made a clarion call in 2014 to make India cleaner, could you educate our listeners by elaborating the milestones we have achieved for the past 9 years?
Well, thank you for having this conversation with me. I want to recall what the Honorable Prime Minister said when he addressed the nation from the ramparts of the Red Fort on 14th August 2014. He said the most befitting tribute that we could pay to the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi ji, would be that when we celebrate the 150th birth anniversary on 2nd October 2019, India should become open defecation free. So that's the goal we set ourselves. That goal has several aspects. Building toilets in the urban areas provides a physical target. We built, I think, 69 lakh toilets. 6 lakh were community and public toilets. Others were individual household toilets. But more important than the physical construction of toilets, which gave our sisters, our daughters, dignity of the girl child, and also contributed in so many ways to providing great relief and empowerment to our women, we did something more. This program has led to what I call behavioral change. A project of the government has succeeded in becoming a project of the people. It has become a Jan Andolan. And I can tell you that target of making India open defecation free means that all the 4,800 or so urban local bodies that we have in the country now are open defecation free. It's not a one-time self-certification. This is dependent on third-party verification, and so everybody has to be on the lookout. As we celebrate on the 1st of October 2023, I expect something like 7 lakh people, according to the figure I have, in government and associated to be going and offering Shramdan for 1 hour from 10 o'clock in the morning on the 1st. A large number of NGOs will join us. A large number of celebrities have already signed down and provided support and encouragement on social media. Very famous film actors, religious leaders. So I think Swacchta mission has clearly become a Jan Andolan, and I derive great satisfaction from that.
Sir, as you have mentioned clearly about Jan Andolan as well as the international response, while the world was struggling because of rapid urbanization, we have taught them how to become open defecation free and how to be clean. So in that sense, which brings me to talk about G20 presidency, we have shown immense success. So could you tell us what sort of priority has been given to sanitation and cleanliness in G20 highest level meet?
Well, I would step back for a moment. The cleanliness part of it is only one aspect, but an important aspect. I think Swacchta forms the fulcrum of all our urban schemes. But you also have to realize that Swacchta by itself is not going to be meaningful if you don't have waste processing. In 2014, when the Honorable Prime Minister assumed responsibility, we were only processing about 15-16% of our municipal waste. Today, we are processing about 76% of the waste. We have 100% segregation of waste at the point of production, and we have very good programs from waste to wealth. But we still have other issues. We have, for instance, these legacy dump sites. And I think the good news is that we will go from 76% to 100% waste processing, which will mean that our processing must remain slightly ahead of our generation of waste. Plus, we must remediate the legacy dump sites, and I think that is being done. And I am hopeful that in the next 2 to 3 years, we will achieve that 100% remediation also. Insofar as the G20 presidency is concerned, it was very different from other G20 presidencies. One, it was truly a people's presidency. The Honorable Prime Minister decided to take the G20 message, which resonates in many areas, including the urban. There was a very successful Urban 20 meeting in Ahmedabad, and the Urban 20 declaration which has emanated from that is a blueprint not only for countries in the global south, but much of what we have done there and what the declaration captures also has a global relevance. And I think the Indian G20 presidency will be remembered precisely for enlarging the canvas for stakeholders, involving everyone. Most G20 meetings used to take place in a capital city or a few cities. Here we did have more than 200 meetings in about 60 cities spread across the country. Each one of them welcomed the foreign dignitaries and participation, and I read a very interesting figure the other day, which I think has come from the Principal Secretary, that we did an analysis. Some 1.5 crore people were somehow involved directly and indirectly with that G20 presidency. So I think it's a matter of great satisfaction for India to have set this very high standard and provided a template for how G20 presidencies should be conducted.
Sir, you have highlighted the waste management efforts taken. So which brings me to ask on our mission towards $5 trillion economy. What is your take on Swacchta Hi Seva and further cleanliness missions towards helping India to reach $5 trillion economy?
See, the $5 trillion economy is no longer something that we think is a distant target. I think we'll be a $4 trillion economy by the end of this year. That's the end of 23. So our target was $5 trillion economy by 2025. If you have the current rate of growth, you will get past $5 trillion by 2025.
So which brings me to ask you about the Amrit Kal. As we are in Amrit Kal, and as a Union Minister of Housing and Urban Affairs, as well as one of the pioneers in Swacchta Hi Seva, so how do you see India in 2047?
Well, India will be a developed country. As the Honorable Prime Minister said, a Viksit Desh. But it will be a Viksit Desh even before that. According to Ernst & Young, we should have a GDP of something like $26 trillion by 2040. That's a good 7 years before that. But I think the good news about the Amrit Kal is that the generation which is going to shape the contours of the Amrit Kal, which is now coming into the job market, they will not only be just job seekers, they will be job providers. If you look at the number of unicorns you have and the kind of message that you're taking outside the country.
So your message to the young and aspiring youth towards building clean and neat India?
Well, my message to them is that consider yourself very fortunate. You were born in an India which is now poised for taking its rightful position as one of the top economies of the world. We're already the fifth largest, we'll be the third largest economy very soon. And you will be able not only to shape the destiny of India, but you will be the proud beneficiaries of that destiny. And when I was born, which was 5 years after we gained independence, the country was still struggling. Even when I passed out from the university, there were just 2 or 3 kinds of employment opportunities that were available, and most of them were in the government. Today, it's a large economy, lot of opportunity for youngsters, and what is most important, the economy is today able, on the basis of the efforts which have been made in the last 9 years, to take the fruits of that development to those who need it the most. So to the farthest first, from Antyodaya to Sarvodaya, and that is what changes the shape and resonance of India.
Minister sir, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, which started in 2014, is stated to be the most special campaign in the world in terms of behavioral change and public participation. It is evident from the participation of people in the last 15 days since the Swachhta Hi Seva Hai Pakhwada started. Citizens on a large scale have contributed towards the cleanliness by participating in this campaign. In the ongoing fortnight till yesterday, that is 29 September, more than 32 crore people have joined the campaign. Every day, around 2 crore 30 lakh people ensured their participation. Many activities have been conducted across the country under the Swachhta Hi Seva Hai campaign, and the participation of citizens in these activities has yielded great results. These activities included cleaning of approximately 5,300 beaches and revitalization of 4,300 river banks and waterways. Under these efforts, the emphasis was on reviving more than 10,000 heritage sites and improving about 2,500 tourist and famous sites. Additionally, over 12,000 water bodies have been cleaned, over 60,000 institutional buildings have been rejuvenated, and around 47,000 sensitive waste sites have been cleared. This special fortnight has given an opportunity to take pride that many significant achievements have been made under the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. By 2019, all the villages in the country had become open defecation free. In this context, now more than 75% of villages in India have registered success in waste management. The villages of the country are achieving success in becoming open defecation free as well as disposal of liquid and solid waste. Under the campaign, the contribution of Swachhta Nayaks and Safai Mitras has always been given a priority. This time, health checkup camps and yoga camps are being organized for the Safai Mitras. Different communities are associated with the campaign with their respective participation. A large number of women's self-help groups were mobilized, many of whom have adopted villages for Shramdan. The youth in schools and colleges have shown enthusiasm in cleaning their cities, towns and villages, as well as many colleges have also adopted villages. Like every year, this time too, the Swachhta Hi Seva campaign has set an example of the spirit of voluntary and community participation amongst the public. Swachh Bharat Abhiyan since 2014 has shown that remarkable achievements can be achieved when individuals, communities and government agencies come together with a common vision and work towards a mission like Swachh Bharat mission. This not only improves the country but also elevates the standard of living of its citizens.
You were listening to an exclusive interview with Minister of Housing and Urban Affairs, Hardeep Singh Puri on Swachhta Hi Seva. The interviewer was Bala Nagendran, Akashvani correspondent. This program was produced and presented by the News Services Division of Akashvani. You can listen to it on our mobile app, News on AIR. This program is also available on our YouTube channel, News on AIR Official. You may share your feedback about this program through email at airnsttalks@gmail.com or WhatsApp on 9289094044.